What's up, peeps? Welcome once again to my channel, and today I'll be showing you how I make salted mackerel with dumplings, Jamaican style, or as we like to call it, salt mackerel. Now before we get into things, I'd like to ask you to please like and subscribe to my channel. If you're a first-time viewer, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. So now you see the pickled mackerel, or as us Jamaicans like to call it, salt mackerel. I went ahead and rinsed it off as I took it out of the package, and I put it in some hot water, and I'll give that about 10 minutes to boil before changing the water once again and putting it back on the fire to boil some more. Now I did that because I wanted to get rid of the excess salt, because salted mackerel lives up to its name. So after doing all of that, I went ahead and poured my flour into the pan, and I added some cornmeal to it. No, you don't have to add cornmeal because not a lot of people like cornmeal dumplings. Also, I added my salt for flavor, and before I did all of that though, I placed some water in a pot and put it on the fire to boil. And I also added some salt. You can add salt before or afterwards, doesn't matter. So I give my cornmeal laced flour a little bit of stir before pouring the water in it, and here we go. So I knead the flour, getting it to come together. We pour the water in it. Now you want to be mindful how you pour the water in it, because you don't want it to get soggy, you know, and end up being lumpy dumplings in the pot. So I take my time and I continue to knead the flour until it all comes together into a nice, smooth, soft dough. Now this dough is going to kind of sort of have the consistency of a pizza dough. It won't be as soft or as fluid, but it will be something almost akin to pizza dough. There you can see me pouring more water into the flour mixture and kneading it as I go along. So I use one hand to hold the pan and another to, you know, knead the flour, getting it to come together. Also, as the flour comes together, you want to lessen the amount of water that you put into the dough, because as it comes together, you don't want to be putting more and more water in it. You know, that will cause it to get lumpy. And once again, I'd like to remind you to subscribe if you haven't done so. Thank you. And if you're still kneading the flour and it's still too dry, the consistency of the dough is too dry, you can continue. You can wet your fingertips occasionally just to manipulate the dough a bit to get it as soft a texture as you want it. All you have to do, if you find that it's not soft enough, you continue to wet your finger and knead it into the dough itself. And there you go, voila, the dough is finished. So as you can see me adding my salt to the pot, you know, just to give the dumplings flavor. Yes, I already added salt to the dough, but you need to add it to the water as well. And it's not really a need, but you know, just to give it flavor. So I pinch a piece of the dough off, roll it into a ball, and then I turn it between my fingers while I press with my thumbs. And you don't have to press it all the way down, just press it so the middle becomes a little bit flat. And then I put it in the water, and then you repeat the process until all the dough is depleted. And this is when you use two hands, by the way, when you're rolling the dough. When you pinch a piece off, you roll it between your fingers. You roll it between your hands into a ball, and then you roll it, press it between your fingers to make it a little bit flat, like a disc. Dumplings are disc shaped, so that is how you want them. And there you go, they're all in the pot. Dumplings are finished when they are floating on the top of the water, when all of them are floating on top of the water. So they're not quite done yet. So while they're still boiling, what I did was I peeled and put my Irish potatoes, my sweet potatoes, into the water with the dumplings. And there you can see they're ready almost. And that right there that you saw going in the pot is my plantain, my ripe plantain. So what I did was I washed the plantain, I gave it a scrub, and then I cut it into 4 pieces, but I didn't separate the pieces. So I put it in, and then I put it in the pot to boil with the rest of the food. Then I take a look at my salt mackerel pot, and then I pour the second boiled water off so that I can cool it down so I can pick it apart. So what I did when I poured that water off of the salted mackerel, I put some cool water over it to let it cool down. So while it's cooling, I went ahead and I peeled my other plantain. And like I've mentioned in my previous videos, I love plantains. I don't know how people don't eat plantains. And no, I'm not judging you, or maybe I'm being a little bit judgy. I can understand you not eating dumplings, but something as delicious as plantains, come on. And yes, you want to pay keen attention to plantains, because plantains, ripe plantains, are like toddlers. You have to pay them special attention, because as you turn your back, they're up to something, and this up to something means they're going to burn real fast. So you have to stand there while they're frying so they don't get too much melanin. And as you can see, they're nice and golden now. Delicious looking. And yes, you have to turn each of them individually and ensure that they are getting the right amount of time. And plantains usually take, and it depends on how ripe the plantain is, normally take probably 5 minutes to fry, maybe 2.5 minutes on each side. And like I said, it depends on how ripe the plantain is. But you just have to stand there and watch and turn them over every minute if you have to prevent them from burning. They are ready to come out, so I put them on some paper towels to, soak up the excess oil, because plantains are oily when they come out the frying pot. Again, peeps, I just want to take this time to ask you please to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And there are my last 2 pieces. And I just wanted to add a quick note that by the time I finished with cooking the dumplings and the Irish potatoes and everything, all of that took probably half an hour, 25 minutes to half an hour. And here you go, voila, they're the nice, delicious looking ripe plantains, fried ripe plantains. So I chopped and prepared my seasoning beforehand, and in that seasoning plate you're looking at carrots, onions, tomatoes, green onions or escallions, sweet pepper, and scotch bonnet pepper. Also some garlic. And there's the salted mackerel. I took it apart and took the head off of it as well. So I give it a nice little stir to mix everything up to get it nice and, you know, like almost like a saute, but not as soft as saute. And salted mackerel, when cooking, it doesn't need many things, many ingredients. So I add my black pepper, and a lot of people like their salted mackerel as is. They don't put any carrot, sweet peppers, and that's optional, by the way. You don't have to. The seasoning already doing everything. And then I'll add my secret ingredient, which is the Grace tomato ketchup. Trust me, that Grace tomato ketchup is everything. And this is the one with the scotch bonnet pepper. But I love this so much. You can eat Grace tomato ketchup all by itself. But yes, that's my secret ingredient, some Grace tomato ketchup. And once everything is in the pot, all it needs is a little stir here and there. It's done. And there you are. The end results of my salted mackerel with dumplings, boiled plantains, fried plantains, Irish potatoes, sweet potatoes. Yum, yum, yum. Let me know in the comments how your salted mackerel came out. Remember, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.